Bell Beast. Near the entrance of the Marrow, you'll find a silk trap. If you interact with it using the upgraded Silk Spear, it will release the Bell Beast and trigger a boss fight. This creature has fairly straightforward attacks. She hides underground and occasionally erupts from the earth. The moment she appears is your chance to strike. Once you defeat the Bell Beast, you'll be able to ride her, unlocking fast travel. She also becomes a docile, adorable pet. You can make her purr like a cat by hitting the bell above her spot, or make her stomp like a dog when you pet her. In terms of appearance, she resembles a dirt caver, but she's much bigger and arguably cuter.
First Sinner. First Sinner can be encountered in the slab. To enter the boss area, you'll need to acquire the Key of the Apostate, Key of the Indolent, and Key of the Heretic first. This boss attacks by releasing needles and strings in various patterns. In Phase 1, it has 6 types of charges. In Phase 2, the First Sinner rages and triggers explosions across the arena. The best time to attack is when it's summoning needles for the next strike, or when they begin to bind. The biggest challenge with the First Sinner is its speed. This boss can blink and teleport, appearing behind you in an instant. Your reflexes are really put to the test in this fight. Defeating it rewards you with the Rune Rage skill.
Fourth Chorus.
In terms of appearance, this boss is grotesque. It's far from cute like the Bell Beast. It has 6 legs resembling an insect, and towers at least 10 times Hornet's size. Fourth Chorus is located in Farfields. To unlock the battle, you first need to complete the Flexine Spine quest from the Seamstress and obtain the Drifter's Cloak upgrade. The fight with this monster has 3 phases. During the first 2, it simply swings its limbs horizontally and vertically. Then, in the final phase, the battle platform shrinks and the creature summons falling lava boulders. Its main weapons are its own limbs. They're large and powerful enough to crush a small creature like Hornet, so you really need to pay close attention to their movements.
Grandmother Silk. Grandmother Silk is the Act 2 final boss in Hollow Knight Silksong. She's a higher being and the source of Silk, who displaced kingdoms and transformed Farlids into weavers. Though the weavers eventually lulled her to sleep and ruled in her stead, they failed to free themselves from her dominance. Desperate to awaken, she haunted Farloom's threads, driving bugs mad and controlling those infused with silk. She sought to bind all souls into her eternal mind, so she sent haunted Citadel cast bugs beyond Farloom, targeting Hornet in Hallownest. Naturally, defeating her is no easy task. The battle has 4 phases. After the second phase, it may seem like she's dead, but she reawakens and begins unleashing much faster attacks. Defeating Grandmother Silk grants the Weaver Queen ending, or the Twisted Child ending if Hornet is cursed by Greyroot. Later in Act 3, Hornet can revisit the cradle with Silk Sore to bind Grandmother Silk's severed arm and gain the Pale Nails Silk skill. Great Conchflies. Great Conchflies are optional bosses found in the Blasted Steppes. They're easy to recognize by their red, cone-shaped bodies. Using the sharp end of their bodies, they can drill through both the ground and the ceiling. Fighting a pair of them at the same time is especially tricky. The battle demands patience and precise dodging as the 2 strike from all directions. The good news is that they share a single health bar, so you can focus your attacks on whichever one is visible. Defeating one of them is enough to end the battle and cause the other to flee.
Lace.
Lace can be encountered multiple times throughout the journey and is one of the earliest bosses in the game. To access her main fight, you'll need to head to Deep Docks. Lace fights like a fencer. She wields a needle as her sword, relying on sharp thrusts and sweeping strikes. The best time to hit her is right after she finishes an attack. She has a total of 8 attacks and maneuvers: lunge, double cut, ballesta, parry and riposte, flourish, retreat, advance, and whirlwind. If you're quick enough, you can try to knock her off the platform during the battle. The Deep Docks fight with Lace can be skipped if you encounter her first in the Blasted Steppes. After defeating her once, Lace later reappears in the cradle. Although her moves remain largely the same, she becomes a much tougher opponent.
Last Judge.
The last judge is encountered in the Blasted Steppes after reaching the Citadel Gate. Before you can fight her, you must find and activate all 5 Grand Bells in the Grand Gate quest. The bells are connected to benches in the Marrow, Deep Docks, Shellwood, Bellheart, and Greymoor. The battle against the last judge has 3 phases. In the first, she combines jumping with tossing her bell around to strike Hornet. The second phase introduces her fire abilities. In the final phase, she uses all her attacks, but at a much higher speed. Before dying, the last judge malfunctions and releases a massive spark cloud that explodes about 10 times. If you're killed by the blast, you'll have to redo the entire fight.
Moorwing. Moorwing is a giant fly with wings that move like those of a bird or bat. It attacks by kicking its legs rapidly. At times, it also releases a spinning blade that you must jump to avoid. In the second phase, it can release 2 blades at once and even change direction mid-attack. This boss is optional. To fight it, you can head to Greymoor, where there's a good chance it will be guarding the entrance to Bellheart. You can skip the battle by completing Flea Master Mushka's first wish. Alternatively, it can be bypassed by unlocking Bellheart from the West Shellwood entrance using the Wormway's simple key door.
Moss Mother.
Chronologically, Moss Mother is the first boss you'll encounter in Silksong. This creature is found in the Moss Grotto, specifically in the Old Church. In terms of design, Moss Mother resembles the Gruz Mother from the first Hollow Knight, but she's green and has a stinger like a bee or wasp. Moss Mother uses her stinger as her main weapon. As an early game boss, she's relatively easy to defeat. She has 120 health points and 2 types of attacks, Swoop and Headbutt. With Swoop, she dives at Hornet with her stinger. With Headbutt, she slams her head into the ceiling, dropping stalactites or moss worms. Defeating her rewards you with a Weave Light. While Moss Mother is a mandatory boss in Moss Grotto, she later becomes optional when encountered again in Weavenast Atla after acquiring the Needlein. This time, you face not 1, but 2 of her species. Naturally, it's more challenging, though they still share the same skill set.
Phantom.
Phantom is a creature strung by Grandmother Silk and regarded by Lace as a sibling. It plays the exhaust organ at Bylewater's edge. In the mist, Hornet follows Phantom's music to the exhaust organ, where it vanishes into mist before reappearing to fight. The battle with Phantom has 3 phases. In the first, it relies on slower string-based swings and dashes. In the second, Phantom adds a Lightfall attack, leaping off screen and slamming down. In the final phase, it unleashes Lightfall 5 times before its death. After the fight, Phantom unravels into silk dregs, granting Hornet the cross-stitch silk skill. With Phantom gone, Hornet takes an elevator through the underworks to reach the Chorale Chambers, ending Act 1.
Savage Beastfly. Savage Beastfly is encountered in the Chapel Beast. Its attacks are almost entirely airborne. In the first phase, the Beastfly relies on vertical and horizontal charges. As the fight escalates into Phase 2, it grows even more aggressive by summoning a Beastfly, Killick, or Vicious Caranid to fight alongside it. Interestingly, you can make its companion fight itself by lining them up when the Savage Beastfly attacks vertically. Defeating the Savage Beastfly rewards you with a Beast Crest, which allows you to attack using claws. This boss can also be fought in Farfields, where it uses the Arena of the Fourth Chorus. Here, it bursts out of the lava and destroys the platforms. While the Farfields fight introduces slightly different mechanics, its main attacks remain the same.
Sister Splinter.
This eerie boss is found at the north end of Shellwood. She blocks the path to the Cling Grip ability and fights while hanging from the ceiling, attacking Hornet with her massive claws. Her strikes are very fast, so it's best to keep your distance whenever possible. In Phase 1, Sister Splinter alternates between 2 main attacks, Triple Swipe and Vine Walls. In Phase 2, she begins summoning Splinter Barks. When she weakens, she falls from the ceiling, giving you the perfect chance to unleash continuous attacks before she climbs back up again. The arena is rectangular with low ceilings, which restricts vertical movement. After her defeat, Nu later appears in the arena to examine her corpse. You'll also gain access to the Cling Grip ability as your reward.
Skull Tyrant.
As its name suggests, Skull Tyrant is a skull-shaped monster fought as part of the terrible tyrant Wish from Bone Bottom. In the game, the description says that it's the largest of the Marrow's loathsome bony predators, prowling the caves above the Great Path. To slay this monster, you first need to obtain the Cling Grip ability by defeating Sister Splinter. Then, head to the Marrow to face it. The tyrant starts by leaping across the ground, causing boulders to fall from the ceiling due to its massive size. At the same time, it jumps and charges directly at Hornet. Defeating it rewards you with the Crown Fragment. After your first victory, another Skull Tyrant will appear in Bone Bottom. Its mechanics don't differ much from the first, and the fight may even feel slightly easier, as the boulder drops become less of a threat. One advantage of battling these creatures is that their arenas are not locked, so if you ever feel exhausted or overwhelmed, you're free to escape and return later.
Trobbio. Trobbio first appears in the stage, which you can reach after passing through the Whispering Vaults. This guy doesn't just fight, he performs. In the first phase alone, he has at least 9 different attacks and maneuvers, mixing flashy movements with deceptive patterns. He manipulates elements like wind and fire with flair. In Phase 2, he adds a move called Pyrotechnics, where fire pillars shoot from the ground. Before taking him on, it's best to set your respawn point at the Grand Bellway. That way, if you fall in battle, you won't have to endure a long walk of shame back to the fight. Later, in Act 3, if you accept the Pain, Anguish, and Misery wish from Songclave, Trobbio reappears as the even more dramatic, tormented Trobbio. The Unraveled. The Unraveled is described as the tormented will of countless husks made manifest in a pit of silk dregs. Fashion-wise, it's easy to spot, with its flowing white silk outfit, golden headpiece, and mask. To find it, head to Whiteward, make your way to the lower left coral chambers, and unlock the elevator using the white key from the first shrine. Then, use the Surgeon's key on a nearby mechanism. This causes the floor to collapse, dropping Hornet straight into the arena. The battle starts small, with a Dreg Husk. Once that's handled, a second Dreg Husk shows up along with a Dreg Wheel. Defeat them, and the Unraveled makes an entrance before fully emerging. The fight has 2 phases and 4 main attacks. It sounds simple enough to describe, but far less simple when you're on the receiving end. Widow.
Widow remained in Farloom long after her kin fled. As a devoted follower of Grandmother Silk, she snared Belhart's residents in threads while praying for the higher being's return. You'll find her in the north of Belhart, and defeating her is the only way to free the town's unfortunate captives. Her moves are pretty readable once you learn the signs. The silk strands on screen show where her bells will fly, though the diagonal ones are the real nightmare since they bounce around. Halfway through the fight, Widow fakes a defeat, only to bounce back with more bells and even faster attacks. After you win, Hornet binds her power, entering a silk dream that grants the Needle-In. In Act 2, Widow's memory resurfaces when the Needle-In is used in a specific cradle chamber.